Mark Woolley. This Englishman has quite a resume. He was named Salon Stylist of the Year by Hair Magazine. He is part of the L'Oreal Portfolio Group. He is Global Brand Ambassador for brush manufacturer Denman. And he's the owner and International Creative Director of Electric Hairdressing of London, England. Mark is known worldwide as a trend-setting hairdresser and is much in demand for photo shoots in various publications. What was your inspiration? What got you into cosmetology?
For me, I think I was more creative than I was academic. I needed a medium. I grew up playing in bands. Music was a medium. And I loved being around people. And I found hair. You know,
Right.
I came along and thought, okay, you know, it ticks all the boxes really. I'm around people all day. I can express myself creatively. And I think there's a lot of job satisfaction as well, you know, in spending an hour with somebody and hopefully they look and feel better at the end of it.
It's true.
You know, so it was that thing that got me excited.
Do you see a parallel with music and your cosmetology?
In a creative, expressive
That's what I
way,
mean.
yes. I think on the hair side, it's better because I think there's a people element. You know, I think when you know, music or anything that's an art, it's you expressing your art with often no people elements. I think that's the difference with hair.
It's an amazing power. I mean, it really is. But I mean, I saw the music parallel also in the sense that it uplifts people. It stirs your soul, and I think feeling better about yourself because you know you look better now as a result of that. It's an amazing thing. It really is.
Well, I think when people look better, they feel better. You know, when a client leaves the salon, it's a feeling within. And I think if that person's created it, first of all with their creative skills, their aesthetic creating skills, but also that, you know, that hour in the chair, that relationship between hairdresser and client. Yeah, it's very important.
It's an amazing power. It really is. Well, not only that, but you've taken that, and not only do you do it better than almost anybody, okay, you do that, and at the same time that you started a business, you make it work, and you're being successful there, but you're doing global, literally global training of people all over the world. I know that's redundant, but I mean, you're doing this everywhere. You're traveling all over the world. All because you got into cosmetology.
But I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think it's education, it's sharing. I've got a big philosophy that I think you spend all your time working on your ideas, and then you've got to share those ideas with an audience,
right.
And then that forces you to move on and think of the next idea, and it gives those guys in the audience something for them to go off and put their own spin on. And hairdressers that I meet all over the world, they're very passionate. They'll go off, you know, you never really see somebody copying or replicating what they've seen. They go off and put their own spin on it.
Right.
And it's a great medium to work with.
Oh my God, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But let me ask you what your challenges have been.
Well,
I
I
mean,
think
professionally, generally.
Challenges, you know, like anything, you've got to spend your time as a student studying that, you know, that thing being hair. You know, it takes a while to go back, and you've got to make mistakes to get it right in the end. And you know, I think the training process is a difficult one. There are times where you think, I can't do it, and then you see something the next day that makes you believe you can.
You can.
What I love about the industry, and when I say the industry, I mean the whole international industry. I love the fact that people do share and they do pass on like they don't in other industries. You know, I think you know, if you get the chance to get an idea from somebody or be inspired by somebody you see working, or whether they're teaching you in a classroom or whether they're presenting a seminar on stage, you take what you're going to take from it and you go off and you put your own spin on it, you know.
That's amazing. Well, think about it. I mean, lawyers and doctors and engineers, there's really kind of, there's formulaic kind of things you've got to follow. In your business and in the whole cosmetology profession, there's 100 ways, maybe thousands of ways to get to something that you want to get done. There's different haircutting techniques that can bring you to the same result. It's an amazing business, all creative.
And it's, you know, I think once you've learnt your core skills, you have to keep. People talk about keeping up to date and going back and revisiting things and learning. That's important, but I think what's really important is how passionate you are about it. You know, what's in your heart when you approach every client that you do. I think you're only as good as your last haircut. You know, so that's exciting as well, because it pushes you forward, propels you forward into trying to be better all the time.
Did I hear you just say something too in there? That it also means you've got to know the fundamentals. I heard you kind of say that, you know, as you learn these things.
Unless you've got the building blocks, you know, the fundamentals, the core skills, that ensures a real quality.
What was the low point for you? I mean, what was the moment, or what were there moments? There might have been multiple ones where you didn't know if you could do it. I mean, that at this point, you know, the low point in my professional life we're talking about, but was there a point where you thought, you know, maybe I'm just going to give this up, I'm going to quit, maybe through school or
well,
whatever?
I think certainly when you're learning, you know, when you're in school learning to you know, every different module, every different aspect you learn, there are things that you'll struggle with. It might be a certain haircut, it might be a certain blow dry. And I always think if you're finding it hard, then that's good. You know, you've got to go back and work at that thing you're finding hard. And the stuff you can do reasonably well, you end up doing much better. The stuff that you're finding hard, you've got to work at. And I think eventually you get there. You know,
you do, don't you?
Yeah, I think there's every great hairdresser I've spoken to around the world has always found something hard. It's normally different with each person, but I think when you're going through that, you've got to really focus, really look at the end goal and the big picture of the whole thing. You being a good hairdresser,
you've got to keep your eye on the prize, right?
Yeah. You know, and different people find different things difficult. Yeah. But it's how you come through them.
It really is, and I'm impressed you've been able to do that. Not only you got through it, but you've succeeded and you've exceeded all goals. So that's an amazing thing.
And I think it's about you know, the reason we call our brand Electric and not Mark Woolley is because it's about more than me. You know, it's about me passing on my ideas, my things to my team, them passing on things to their team. For us, that's been the best way we've learnt how to learn from each other.
Mark, let me ask you this question. You've hired a lot of people in your salons, you know, in your salon operation, as well as probably in your Denman ambassadorship. Tell me about what you're looking for. What is the most important thing that you're looking for with people that you hire?
In England, we say you've got to be up for it. You know? But that basically means
they say that here too.
Yeah,
right.
You know, somebody's got to have ambition, and they've got to have a clear goal. You know, in their own mind. And if you've got that, then the learning process is not only much easier, but it's fun as well.
It is. But and they make the best and the most successful hairstylists. Is that right?
That's right.
I think that's true. It really is.
It's a people business, and I think you know, you've got to you know, that person's got to get your ambition and your desire.
I have one final question for you, and that is, if you had an opportunity to talk to cosmetology students all over the United States and give them a 30-second snippet or 60-second, whatever you want, of what you think that they need to focus on to be successful, to be you, what would it be?
The job of a good hairdresser is to, first of all, be good at doing hair. And then they have to have a good enough personality surrounding that.
It's the people skills, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it's a people business.
We're also in an appearance business, so it also matters not just that I have a great haircut, but that I feel that I have a great haircut.
That's right.
Okay, and that's the job of a great stylist to do that. That's
and
fantastic.
It comes from within.
It really does. I really appreciate your time today. You came from London, England. I'm still blown away by that. but it's really incredible,
Thank you so
Mark.
much. It's great to be here.
You're an amazing guy, and thanks for your time.
Inviting me.